What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk and Miles Johnson, where you know I always keep it real. Let's get right into it, man. Now, look, seen by the title, Deion Sanders, Jackson State head coach. He is currently the Jackson State head coach, NFL legend, NFL Hall of Famer. He decided he's going to pack up his bags and he is heading to Colorado. Now, this is one of the saddest days in HBCU sports history, in HBCU football history. I mean, the fact that there was so much momentum in terms of top-ranked recruits going to HBCUs just last year. Travis Hunter, he wasn't the 20th ranked recruit in the nation. He wasn't the 15th ranked recruit in the nation. He wasn't even the 5th ranked recruit in the nation. He was the number 1 ranked recruit in the nation. And where did he go? Jackson State. And after 1 year, you leave. So, I mean, I would imagine Travis Hunter is not going to stay at Jackson State. So is he going to Colorado? I don't know. But even if Travis Hunter is staying at Jackson State, he came there because of Deion Sanders. And now it's like we had the number 1 ranked recruit. You could literally tell every recruit in the nation, heck, we have the number 1 ranked recruit. He's coming to our program. You should come too. I bet you it motivated a bunch of kids to be like, hey, let me look at an HBCU. And then what happens after Jackson State goes 12-0 this season, wins the SWAC championship? Yeah, I'm out. Deuces. This is incredibly disappointing for people that are HBCU students, people that are HBCU alumni, or if you flat out just want to see HBCUs progress. This is a sad day. Sad day. There's nothing else you can really say about it. Now, people have said, Deion, he's a sellout. He's a coon. All this. I ain't going to go that far. I'm disappointed in what his decision was in Deion Sanders, but we don't know the ins and outs of what he goes through on a day-to-day basis at Jackson State. We don't know what he goes through. So we can't really talk about whether he's a sellout or not because we don't know what he goes through as head coach. Would you, leave? So like we can't, we aren't in his shoes right now. But I would say that ultimately this is a big blow to HBCUs. And another thing is that I just want to know what is the reason that, it's that one, I'm serious right now, but it's that one meme. It's like, what was the reason?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Like, that one. So I feel like I'm trying to figure out with Deion Sanders, what was the reason, bro? Like, what was the reason that you really wanted out? Now, I'm going to play this clip of him telling his team that he has accepted the Colorado job.
It is what it is. Either in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Ain't no other way. You either elevated or terminated. And it ain't no graveyard for coaches where they die at the place. It don't work like that. They either gonna run you off or you gonna walk off upon your own recognizance. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm going to finish what we started. We're going to dominate. I'm going to be here to that end and that conclusion. And then when that conclusion, we will move on.
And yes, he has accepted the job. And he basically was like, you know what? In this business, which is true, they're either going to get rid of you or you can walk away on your own volition. It's sad to me that Deion really thought to himself, like, I'm not safe at an HBCU. I would understand if Deion thought to himself, you know what, PW, if I'm at a PWI, they will get rid of me just like that, and so, but for him to think that as well, that at an HBCU, that he is disposable and that, they'll get rid of you at any chance they can get or whenever, you aren't doing well. It's hurtful that he thought that, because this is supposed to be the one organization or the one school, HBCU, that you don't have to worry about being used like a trash bag, just being used and disposed when you aren't hot, right? So that made me sad as well. But on Deion's part as well, on the outside point of view, if you were going to leave Jackson State for a PWI, for a Power 5 program, why didn't you go to like a top 10 program in the nation? Like, if you're going to leave Jackson State, who is the best in the SWAC, not even close. They literally are undefeated this season, 12-0. I mean, how could you go from them to going to a school that is not going to win the Pac-12? They're not. Unless Deion thinks that he's such a good coach and that he is a culture shifter and that he's going to change life in Colorado and put them on the map as a top 10 program in the country, then maybe I can see what Deion is, why he went there. But it's like you go into a PWI that isn't even at the top of the food chain in their conference. Now, never mind the whole country. Like, they're not gonna go to no college playoff, bro. Colorado, come on, but they're not going. They're not competing with Georgia's. They're not competing with USC. Not competing with Oregon. Like, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You're not competing with TCU. You're not competing with Tennessee. You're not competing with Clemson. I go on and on. Now again, maybe he thinks that he can just change life, and that's the reason why he ended up going. I know for a fact, Colorado gave him that back because he ain't making this move, knowing how much scrutiny he will get if Colorado wasn't giving him the bag, wasn't giving him some racks, So he definitely got paid, but I want to know the real reason why he left, because it can't just be because of money. If I think too highly of Deion, the work that he's done, his character, his integrity, to leave Jackson State, all the kids that he's brought up in that program for a check. Doesn't really make any sense. Now, what I will say with Deion as well, my last points, I appreciate him for going to Jackson State, because regardless of how you feel about his move in leaving, he has given up the blueprint to put HBCUs on the map. Deion has shown us, if you have a high-profile coach, a coach that has been in the league, an NFL legend, a guy that will attract a lot of media attention himself, that in turn will translate to the school. So I've heard rumblings about Ray Lewis coming to Morehouse. If Ray Lewis comes to Morehouse, he's not doing that unless Deion Sanders went to Jackson State. So you might see another, wave of former NFL greats coaching at HBCUs. But I don't want them to think of it be like, all right, I'm going to start at an HBCU first, and then, once I get to be a big shot in this business, then I'm going to go to a PWI. That's what I kind of feel like this is kind of being as well. It's like, you know what, I'm not gonna start my career at an HBCU, but once I elevate and people see me as a good coach, a good recruiter, that's when I'm gonna go to the big dogs. When it really should be the HBCUs, those are the big dogs, right? So this is sad. This puts a halt to all the progress that HBCUs have made. But again, I want to know, Deion Sanders, what was the reason? Why did you really want to leave Jackson State? Let me know how you think about this decision for Deion to leave Colorado, leave Jackson State for Colorado? And how do you think that this will affect the future of HBCU sports? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. With that being said, Joe, I'm out.